5 seconds. Sir, another section of the opposition benches accused us of encouraging the multinationals in the name of production and living from our path. There is absolutely no truth in this charge. We are not giving special concessions to multinationals. Also, the sudden and newfound love for our old path is touching and inexplicable. But logic is not the strong point of our self-stated left lists. Multinationals do borrow from public financial institutions, but not to the detriment of other small and medium users. Several members have spoken of inflation and the burden it imposes on the people. I do not want to repeat the figures which quite clearly demonstrate our success in bringing down the rate 12% of inflation. Reduction in wholesale prices is bound to get reflected in reduction of consumer prices, although usually there is a time lag. If we succeeded in keeping the rate of inflation and wholesale prices in check, this will also restrain inflation in the retail price index. It is obvious that inflation causes hardship. That is exactly why we have made control of inflation as one of our prime policy objectives. Considering the state of the economy with its rampant inflation that we inherited on our return to office, our 2 years effort has made an impressive impact. However, I should like to emphasize the major aspect of our anti-inflationary policy. In most capitalist countries, inflation is sought to be controlled by creating unemployment. Obviously, that cannot be our policy. To redress the hardship of the common people, we must control prices and at the same time augment employment opportunities. There must be substantial growth in production which will increase the supply of goods and thus reduce prices and provide opportunities for further development and the generation of investment and employment. Our anti-inflationary policies are consistent with our development policies. This is the basis of our current economic policies, also of our budget. We have tried to ensure maximum thrust to planned development. Every effort has been made to find the resources to finance a considerable increase in the size of the annual plan and at the same time to reduce non-development expenditure to the minimum so that the deficit remains within the barest minimum and does not create inflationary pressures. Within the plan allocation, the maximum emphasis has been on programs providing support and generated income for the poor. The rise in price and the scarcity of food articles, particularly in deficit states, is of prime concern to the people and the government. The expectation that the good Kharif harvest of 2007 would help to stabilize prices has not materialized. Partly, this is due to the internal inflationary situations, the provision of work and relief on a hitherto unprecedented scale to the people of drought affected areas without losing investment on planned programs, and the requirements of defense has necessitated increased deficit financing. The situation also reflects the effect on the international economic crisis on our country. The steps towards agreement between nations in different parts of the globe had raised hopes of a favorable climate for the speedy progress of developing nations. However, the international economic situation has created new and complex problems. The international monetary crisis, followed by the steep rise in, in the prices of many commodities, has affected poorer countries like India more than others. The prices of almost all commodities that we have to import have gone up by 2 to 4 times in the past few months, while the prices of our own exports have risen, if at all, only marginally. The serious situation created by this development has been aggravated by hoarding and speculation by unscrupulous traders, and by interruption in production and movement caused by lapses on the part of management, and by some misguided sections of organized classes. Stocks are also being hoarded by producers and affluent consumers. All these sections of our people must realize that they cannot survive unless the nation as a whole survives. Resort to violence and bound has only worsens the situation. The poor suffer the most. Government will deal firmly with hoarding and with attempts to interrupt production, movement, and disruption. Supplies to deficit areas and vulnerable sections of society can be maintained through the public distribution system only if there is adequate procurement of grains. Appreciating the need to compensate the farmer for the rise in the cost of production, government increased procurement prices substantially for the current kharif cereals. While the procurement of rice is satisfactory in many states, it is unfortunate that the procurement of coarse grains did not gather momentum. The Kharif procurement season has still several months to go. The situation has been studied in detail, and government has indicated the steps to be taken by the state governments. This year's experience in procurement and distribution will be fully considered in taking corrective action for the coming Rabi season. I wish to impress upon the state governments with all the earnestness at my command the importance of achieving procurement targets.